Okay. Hopefully everything is good now. Had to reboot my computer because it did that weird thing where it like forgets that it had internet, and then won't do anything with it. But anyway, so here we are. Happy Wednesday. It is Wednesday. Hopefully we are going to have a great day today, despite the technological issues. It's just a reminder that you have to save often. So yeah, hopefully you're doing good. I had sort of like a sleepy morning, I guess. Had a little bit of a lie-in, as the British would say, I guess. Um, it rained some last night, which is great. So um, it's not the humidity of impending rain, it's the humidity of after rain, which somehow feels better. Um, I don't know how. It just um, yeah. We've got those ground crickets that are so constantly singing for their life, their mate, their whatever around the house, like the base of the foundation on the outside, and they are annoying. So I may plus we've been having more like as the temperature and the dryness and everything happens, like despite us getting rain, it's been pretty dry here. Um, so bugs are trying to come in to find a source of water. So I'm gonna have to spray around the house again, which sucks. I don't like doing it, but I also like I don't like having bugs in the house. So yeah, so that's gonna happen sometime soon. Um, but yeah, so I don't like doing it because I know it's not good for like, because it eliminates some of the pollinators. It sprays chemicals, all that kind of stuff. But we don't do it often. We really don't. Um, hey, ground cricket stopped singing. That's a first for like the last 3 weeks. Anyway, maybe I don't have to spray. Maybe he'll move away. It'll probably be a vain hope, but maybe. Um, Last year, one sat out right outside my window, like right outside, and just sang nonstop um, for I don't even know how long. And it finally, like, the sound drilled into my brain long enough that I'm like, you have to go. And I went out there one night with like a can of like Raid and my cell phone as my flashlight because I was like that. I was I was that crazy at that point because it had been so loud during the night for like a week running, and I'm like, I must kill you. Anyway, so I didn't find it that night, but I did then the next morning go around and spray the foundation of the whole house, like just with a proper bug sprayer, not just a can of Raid. Anyway, I am also contemplating what I'm going to be making for Bestie's babies because their birthdays are coming up in mid-August. And Bestie's baby number one, the elder of the two, the daughter, loves Frozen, um, loves Elsa. And well, I don't think I can make an Elsa doll. I think I could make an Olaf doll with crochet. So I might freehand an Olaf and see what I can get with that. That's sort of my plan of action for her birthday present, and then I'll have to figure out because her younger brother is really too young to like have preferences just yet in terms of Disney films and whatnot. So I don't have to worry about that kind of present for him for a while yet. So sorry, my hair is bothering me. Anyway, hello. I just feel like I'm just like yattering on at you because because that's what I do. Is a hello. Is I just talk. Maz's main character loves the heat. This is in regards to the poll today of like, how does your main character feel about the dog days of summer, which is like mid-July to the beginning of August. It's when the Sirius star is more visible. Anyway, so your main character loves the heat because you hate it, and he's an arsehole. But also, hello, welcome. Diane is here and says hello all, and also loves your line of thought, Maz. Stacy also laughs. They do those kind of things just to annoy us. Yes, they do. He's also tall and thin, whereas I'm short and round, so he feels the cold. Ah, okay. Yeah. +1 for the insulated side of people, right? The humidity doesn't let your sweat evaporate. Yeah. Yes. That does somewhat prevent the evaporation and the natural cooling process. Yes. Andy says, hello, welcome. You used to be kinder to the carpet beetles, just throwing them outside, but you found out that A, they easily get back in, and B, they might also eat soft toys. Yeah, that would be a no for me, because I like my soft toys. So, yes, being serenaded. Yeah, even though that I am not the target audience by any means. So thoughtful. This is in regards to Olaf. Yes, I'm thinking I can do it. It may not be like there's probably a crochet pattern. There are. Yep. Yeah, I forgot his mouth is usually open, so I'm gonna have to figure that out. But that's okay. Do I have? Yeah. Well, I don't know that I have enough black chenille, but I do have black yarn that I could make. And figure out. So yeah, we'll be good. You were going to suggest ice cubes, but maybe it's a bit bad of you. To make ice cubes. I mean, you can make a cube and stuff it. But somehow the baby is definitely too young for that. So, you has a skunk on front porch yesterday, and when you went to water plants, never closed a door so fast. It was 3 feet away, and the tail was up. Thankfully, it didn't spray. Yeah, thankfully, very much so. Goodness, good lucky. Don't forget to thumbs up. Yes, please do. It does help. Stace says, I put on a lot of weight after Karma's birth. I still freeze. It sucks. Yeah, that is true. I'm not sure. I think as I've gotten older, my ability to regulate my temperature has gone down. So I don't know if it's partly age or if the insulation doesn't actually help that much. So Diane says, I bet you look beautiful though. Yes, we all look very, very beautiful. Stacy says, my brother has a picture up at his place of both of us and your grandmother from years ago. And you were just so amazed at how skinny you were back then. Yeah, I occasionally, Facebook brings up pictures of old times. And it brought up a picture from I want to say either junior or senior year of high school. And I was like, man, I thought I was big then. I was so skinny. I was so skinny. And I thought I was huge. Of course, compared to my friends, technically, I was bigger. But, yeah. Diane says, unless it was causing health issues, wear it with pride, you made a whole human being. This is also true. I do not have that excuse because I have not made a human being. I have just enjoyed cookies and cake and lots of other snacks. Speaking of which, I did make some devil's food cake last night because I wanted some, and we had some. Not a good twist. Let's try that again. Try that again. Okay, so my plan for the day. What is my plan for the day? My plan for the day is to write, and I still need to pick which washi tape grouping I'm going to be using for August, because I still haven't done that. But that is going to come after the writing. So after I have reached a somewhat satisfactory point in the writing, that's when I will be able to choose next month's decorations. That's my hopeful order of operations. You grew 2 humans and you don't have issues. Your concern is just not to put on more. You're happy where you are now. Nice. I like that. I like that. What's the saying? Your body is the least interesting thing about you. Your mom was obsessed with her weight most of her adult life. So much wasted energy. Yeah. Yeah. I think at the moment my energy is like, how do I get stronger without injuring myself? That should be my primary focus. Sometimes I do slip up and like go back into some not helpful thought patterns, shall we say. But overall, I'm sticking with the like how to gain strength to protect specific joints, but also like longevity of movement is coming up in there, because as I've sort of been recovering with my back, I'm realizing that like there's a lot of things that are, you got to bend to look into the fridge, you got to bend to pick up things off the floor, to pick up casserole dishes out of the cabinet because we keep them low, and like picking up the trash cans to take them out, things like that. I'm like, okay, long-term mobility is a thing that I'm going to have to make sure that I have. So that's sort of where my health focus has shifted as of the last 6 months or so. All right, let's do a sprint. We need a sprinty sprint. We also need cards and cats, because I'm forgetting what I'm doing. I'm like, yeah, we're just going to go straight into a sprint. No, we need cats and we need card. Diane says, I'm as guilty as the next person about my weight, but I try not to be. Gotcha. Stace says, oh, picking up anything from the floor. Yeah, you get your kiddos to do that. Yes. And I used to be able to like kneel. And I have realized I have 0 padding on my knees, and it hurts a whole lot to kneel anymore. So I don't know how to fix that. I don't know how to fix that. But yeah. Your big thing as you get older is making sure that you can keep moving as much as you can. Yeah, exactly. You had to get on the floor with your bag in a shop yesterday, and this shop lady said it's not so much getting down, but getting back up. Yeah, getting back up once you're on the floor is also part of that. Got to be able to move aspect of things. Yeah, agreed. Karma scared the crap out of you earlier today. You thought you might have to go to the hospital. Oh no! She later told me she'd been spinning. Well, at least it was not something serious. She fell twice. You came in after the first time and held her, and she just fell back and was unresponsive. Yikes. It scared me because she cannot tell you what happened. Because in that moment she couldn't. Yeah. Oh gosh, that's scary. She later told you that she'd just been spinning. Okay, well, spinning in excess is now banned. Yeah. Diane says, getting up and down off the floor is something I make sure that I can do every so often. I don't want to be the one that falls and can't get the self back up, and then are found late hours later. Yeah. Yeah. I think my trouble or struggles getting up off the floor is also compounded by my heels. because I'm still healing the plantar fasciitis. And so that excess stress on my feet, sort of like bending and putting more weight on different parts of my feet, is a little scary sometimes. So yeah, that's why I like the focus has shifted to healing, gaining strength in certain joints, and longevity of movement are going to be my focuses, because yeah. Kara, it's here you're attending the Eating Disorders Anonymous meeting, not because you have an active eating disorder, but because of the underlying body image issues that cause you to have an eating disorder in the first place. And it's good that you are continuing your connection with them. Stacy says Karma's disorder does have a comment of seizures. Oh, okay, gotcha. So you were worried that because you've never seen that before. Yeah, that would be scary, with having that in the back of your brain going like, is this a seizure? Is her condition worsening? Yeah, all that kind of thing. That would be scary. So no more excess spinning for Karma. I don't know how you stop a kid from spinning though. Like, kids do sometimes want to spin. So, but maybe after this she won't. Hopefully. Also, you're not thin. Given your endocrine issues, you'll never be thin unless you develop a life-threatening illness. You won't apologize for your body more. Yeah, I mean, your body is housing you. It's doing its best it can. You have problems getting down on the floor because of your slip disc. Your spondylolisthesis. Pronounce it. Hubby has mobility issues. We both can't be unable to do physical things. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And so I keep having to remind Mom, I'm like, until this Saturday, nothing more than 10 pounds. You can't pick up anything more than 2 liters at a time. Like, that's your limit. And then for 2 additional weeks, 25 pounds. And she's like, really? I don't remember that. And I'm like, I'm going to keep repeating it until you remember it. Because she was so out of it, even as we were being discharged from the hospital for her emergency gallbladder yoinking. But yeah. Half an hour later, she told me she was spinning. You were so relieved because that fit what you had seen. Yeah. When you were holding her loosely, she just fell back and your stomach dropped. Yeah. Yeah, that would be very scary. Maz says your body is trying to murder you. You're adamant that he wants you to evict you, but you accept that most people's bodies are just doing the best they can. Yeah, I do understand that. There are definitely some chronic issues that sort of make it feel like your body is definitely trying to evict you. Yeah, I like the way that's phrased. Yeah. Okay. We have the squirrel. Believe in yourself. You have accumulated wisdom and experience and are surrounded by all you need. An abundance of resources is available to you through the generosity of spirit and all your hard work. The squirrel shows up when you need reminding that the acorns you have tended, or the acorns you have gathered and stowed away, have enormous potential to grow. So relax into knowing there is always enough and you have what it takes to create the reality you want to experience. Through diligent preparation and tending, you have gained wisdom and strength. How much potential you have. Believe in yourself, for the Spirit believes in you and wants you to know that you have enough and are enough. Doesn't that truth make you feel safe and secure? It should, for you have everything you need right now. So, our squirrely friend, believe in yourself. Let's see. Your body has been trying to kill you for ages. Did we? I guess so. I was just realizing I apparently messed up the number of cats last time. Started when your thyroid decided to immolate itself when you hit puberty. Diane says, I know it sounds cliche, but doing your own yard work has really helped. Need to start planning a real garden, quote unquote, for next year, now that we know the yard a bit better. And do you do like container garden, or like you just till rows and go for it? Praise the medication, right? Yeah. We have a guy I do part of our yard with a writer. You do punches, fenced in area. Gotcha. Yeah. Yeah. Apparently there's a recall on some thyroid meds. I think I saw that, but I think my dad stopped taking his, so I should probably check. I don't even remember if his is for his thyroid or blood pressure or both or what. But yeah, I do need to check on that. Okay, we have Mondays, kitty. Look into my eyes and focus on your breathing. In and out, in and out. Now slowly give me all your tuna. So we have a very cute mugger who wants all of your tuna. Very intense stare with that one. And then we have a less intense one. Today's mantra: I am a jubilant example of meowtivation. For naps, maybe. And then we have Goldie and Gertrude detested the move, but they took solace in the boxes, as all cats do. Those looks like some good boxes. So that is our, let's see if we can get this back into focus. There we go. Right now, you just have some rose bushes, tomato plants, and a lot of potted flowers. Nothing huge. At some point, I would like to grow potatoes and carrots. We grew potatoes, some like the red new potatoes when we lived in Utah, and I remember that being fun. I also, weirdly enough, would like to grow some radishes, even though I don't typically eat radishes. I think it's because Stardew Valley, and I'm like, I want to grow radishes. Plus, I think they're a fast crop, so I just want to see if I can do it. Yeah, just want to see if I can do it. So Maz may have to check on the meds that you picked up. Looks like it's not a med supplier for where you are. Okay, good. You don't have to worry about that then. At your old house, it didn't feel like your forever home, so you didn't put out plants that you would have to leave behind. But here you can. Nice. You wish you had gotten some potatoes in the ground. Is it too late? Well, maybe it depends on where you are for the region. How late can Georgia sow potatoes? Okay. In Georgia, Irish, meaning white or red potatoes, can be planted as late as mid-April in northern areas, while the absolute final cutoff for an experimental fall crop is August. Oh, okay. So planting past mid-April exposes the developing tubers to excess summer heat, which that's definitely true right now, which drastically reduces yield and increases disease. And then the cutoff date, August 15th, is the final recommended date for fall planting windows. Hot late summer soil causes the seed pierces to rot or to sprout too fast, and pest pressure is very high. Gotcha. Okay. So maybe indoor potatoes this year or potatoes next year. You would like a garden, a nice tree for shade. So in the last 2 houses we've lived, I have planted a weeping willow tree because I just love the look of weeping willow trees. And like, I know that the yard isn't necessarily suited for it, but it is a nice fixture of landscaping for the yard because It's like a nice, soft, flowy green. But you do typically have to water it, and I should probably water mine tomorrow if it doesn't rain again today. But yeah. St. Patrick's Day is traditionally the day to plant them. Oh, I did not know that, but that sort of makes sense. Yeah, so that's for Georgia. So depending, you may want to look up what it is in Kansas, I think, right? It's actually an older medication. Okay. Gotcha. Okay. You need to get a tiller. Okay. So you're planning on being more serious about it. Gotcha. I've seen people like, mom has grown yellow squash and zucchini before. And those were fine. Like, we enjoyed those. We got quite a number of squashes off of those. We did throw a pumpkin out into the yard, and it started growing vines, but we didn't actually get any pumpkins out of it because where it started growing was where our lawn guy usually mows. So it grew during the 2 weeks that he did not mow. So Heather says, hello, welcome. The neighbor has a mulberry tree, that you have intended to start from. You don't have any trees in the backyard. We have so many. We have an invasive one, though, that needs to be taken out. And like, I know I should dig up the root ball. But I might just have to cut it off and sort of control it that way for a year or so. Medicare refuses to cover NP thyroid, so you have to pay for it out of pocket. Yeah, you can't help it with it. You can't tolerate what they want you to take. Yeah. But if you have an adverse reaction to them, then there is a medical necessity or medical reason for you to have a different medicine. So that's odd. Diane is excited to see Heather. Heather's excited to see Diane. Matt says to Kara, I'm lucky I have my prescriptions mostly covered. Some meds are no longer NHS prescribed, but they still tend to prescribe the cheaper ones as they are effective for most. Yeah, and that's the problem with Mom's medicine that she takes for her trigeminal neuralgia. There was one brand, and they apparently like manufactured it differently. So there was one brand that worked the best for her, and after 20 years, they stopped making it at the end of last year, and nobody like notified her, so she couldn't like stock up on it or anything. And the generics just don't do the same, and they're like, it's the same thing, and she's like, but it's not really. I mean, technically, like, the chemical compound supposedly is the same, but how you arrive at it is different. I don't know. Neighbor trimmed the mulberry, and you asked for some start cuttings, but you never did. So you could just go to the tree and clip a true. Yeah. Just make sure your neighbor knows that, unless it's leaning over into your property, in which case you are fully within your rights to clip. All right, let's do our first Sprinty Sprint, shall we? All right. 1, save your document or pull it up, depending on wherever you are in your morning get up and go, afternoon get up and go for the writing. So save or pull it up. 2 is take a sip. Cheers. A lot of your meds have lactose in them. Oh, I hadn't thought about that. And you just have to put up with it. So thankfully you could switch, but it surprises you that so many tablets have lactose. I hadn't thought of that. Goodness. Okay, that changes how I think about a couple of things. 3 is to straighten your spine or roll your shoulders back for that posture check. Make sure you're not slouching too much. And 4 is make sure that if you need a break, take a break. Here we go. 30 minutes in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. Doing okay. That was a decent start to the session. A little over 400 words. So that was a decent start. How about y'all? Heather's feeling a little overstretched, a little burnt out, and was sort of looking for some motivation and some cheering on. So sort of feeling overstretched because you've taken a break from YouTube for a while. You've been running your Discord sprints, but you've also been running your podcast and your editing business and your Substack and your all the things. And so definitely you're going to have to sort of look at the process of everything you have and see where you can sort of simplify, where you can consolidate, especially for like your marketing posts. Where can you reuse the same thing and how can you automate it or schedule it so that you don't have to do it individually? Like it just kind of disperses it for you. Things like that. So how do you get more efficient in your system? And I saw sort of in amongst the chat that you are having a meeting with a business coach in a week or so. So hopefully they'll be able to point you to like how to consolidate, how to simplify, how to make it more efficient. But yeah, you do have like a tier of something that should help you stream to multiple places. Stacy's planning to visit Florida in January, which will be fun. Yeah, you're starting working with business coach this week. You think that's your priority at the moment to reach out and yeah. Definitely sort of like you want the business coach to tailor the meetings towards what you need, but also sort of like what your thoughts are in terms of like, yeah, they'll analyze what you're doing and give you some pointers from their point of view. But if you have specific intentions, like I want to know how to simplify this, I want to know how to automate XYZ, like you ought to let them know that. So what's great about Substack is that the video editor will create thumbnails and clips for you automatically. So that's going into your routine. Nice. Stacy got distracted, only wrote 150 words, which is more than yesterday. And hey, 150 words is nothing to sneeze at. Matt says, I am unsure what I did, to be honest. Did you sort of zone out and blank out, and or did the aliens come and mess with your brain? Or did the one brain cell skipped you? That's Brent. The authortube, the author and writer brain cell skipped you that time. Diane says, you're working on a handmade shadow box added to a ready-made frame with glass prototype for your collectibles. Nice. Excellent. Funky is here. Hello, you're early today. I feel like you're early, but hello. Do you have coffee? Are you fully caffeinated, Funky? Diane says, I need a business coach. I think we probably all could use some. So Heather says you were definitely overstretched before your break and you're not doing as much this time of year. You're not doing as much this time. Okay, you weren't doing as much in the summer last year as you are this time. Gotcha. Okay. Sorry, my brain had trouble with that. You have trouble listening to other people. So a business coach might not 100% work. Gotcha. Maz went to go get a snack and then sat down, but it was not a good snack. Oh no. The snackage must be redeemed. Do you have another smaller snack that would be tastier? I probably shouldn't be encouraging you to have more snacks, but I do love a good snack. So Funky says, I'm a bit early, therefore no coffee, but time to remedy that. Excellent. Did you freeze or go still as the rains? I mean, maybe. Yeah, as the brain cell comes in, you like adjusting to it, I guess. Funky says to Maz, my mind pictured this narrator. It was not a good snack. Right? And just like Samuel L. Johnson's voice in the background, it was not a good snack. You hadn't wrapped the open rice cakes, so it was a weird texture. Oh, gotcha. Yeah. Okay, let's do another sprint. And I, like Funky, might need to go make myself some coffee. Because even though I had a little bit of a lie-in this morning, feels like it was not enough. Maybe it was too much. I don't know. But I feel tired. So some sort of caffeinated beverage will be needed to remedy that. You do have a box of chocolate orange biscuits. That hopefully would be a better snack than stale rice cakes. So I would not deny you a tasty snack. So I am all for it. All right, let's do this. 1, save your document. 2, take a sip of whatever you currently have on hand to hydrate with. Cheers. Three, straighten your spine or roll your shoulders back for that posture check. Make sure you're not slouching too much. And let's Versus hello duckies, my old frenemies. Yes, if you need a break, take a break and try to remember it will quack at you at the end of the sprint. My words are leaving me. Oh no. Oh no. Anyway, here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, that was sprint number 2. Pretty sure. How'd we do? I did okay. Got another like 500 and like 40-ish, somewhere in that realm, I think. If I'm doing the math in my head correctly, which is always questionable. I did have a little short glass of soda. So that was had and consumed. Glass went back to the kitchen. So hopefully that will be enough caffeine for me. Heather did a bit of journaling and tried to edit your Discord event. Struggled with that. Kara just posted your full Buck Moon reading video. You also have new book promos up on Reader's Roost, so there's the link for that, and new Substack posts on Ornery Owl's Roost. Heather also needed some caffeine, so started some tea, and also has new things up on Heather's Substacks, including a new podcast. Then you also went to your YouTube channel, so there's that. When you schedule the podcast post, you can schedule them to your YouTube. So you're glad you started using the recording feature instead of going live. You thought the main video would be premiered, but I guess not. Interesting. And are you doing that through the Streamlabs or through... Yeah. Okay. Stacey got another 150 words. Karma also interrupted you, as Karma does. It's in Karma's nickname, right? Diane says, drawing out and measuring pieces of prototype so that you can make at least 5 more shadow boxes of the same type. Nice. Funky got some work writing done. Excellent. More importantly, got the coffee brewing. Fantastic. Excellent. What kind of creamer combo do you have today? Is it your usual, or is it a new creamer? You're using Substack for that. Okay, gotcha. I don't know. I wonder if there's a setting where you can change it to where it's initially premiered. But I don't know. Maz has gotten some done, but also trying to print some stuff. And the printers, as we know, are all very temperamental. Cookie dough. Nice. I think that would taste very good. And Funky's also excited to see Diane. All right, let's go to the third sprint, because I think we're there. And it's also 2:45, so need to make sure we do that. Okay. Let's do the turtle. Do the turtle. All right. Heather found the last of the Irish tea your sister got you when she went across the pond. Nice. It's a nice little treat. All right, let's do saving. That's number 1. 2 is sipping. Cheers. 3, straightening your spine. Roll your shoulders back for that posture check. And 4 is if you need a break, take a break. Here we go. 25 minutes in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. That was the end of the sprint. I think at about 300 and some. Like, it's not quite 400. But still, it's not bad. I will take it. But yeah. Oh, Maz also got some grapes. Nice. Excellent. Heather was also apparently eating Irish brown bread with the Irish tea. Very nice. Also, Heather was excited to see Funky. Diane was also excited to see hi to Funky again. Matt says, I've hit a block. I can sort it, but it's going to take time. At least you have noticed that there's an issue. So, Funky got your writing done. I'm assuming this is probably work writing at this point in the day. But hey, maybe you're free. And Diane has come back with iced coffee that she may or may not have stolen from Funky. Stacy has about 650 words written this stream. Yay! So you definitely got more words written this sprint. Yes, agreed. Funky approves of Diane's iced coffee. And yes, it was work writing. Also, Diane says, way to go on getting the work writing done. And Funky now has hot coffee. By the way, there are now 2 skunks. They came back. Oh, okay. So I guess this is where you have to like figure out how to either make it so they don't want to come to your porch, or you have to contact some sort of like wildlife relocation service, so that you do not have skunks at your front door. Because if the skunks are there at your front door, any delivery people are going to be at risk / not desiring of delivering your mail and packages. Yeah, concerned about the mail person, so you're checking routinely. Gotcha. Yeah. I'm not sure how you make an area less desirable to skunks. I'm not sure. She says, now I'm singing the song about the cat that came back. I don't want to hear more. Oh, because they came back. Gotcha. Family friend is local animal control working on getting traps. Okay. Got it. Getting rid of food is number 1 for making it undesirable. Yep. But if you have tomatoes, I don't know if they eat tomatoes. I'm assuming, I think skunks are omnivores, right? Are skunks omnivores? Yes, they eat insects, small plants, small animals, and plant matter. They change based on what's easy to find. So, yeah, human areas, garbage, compost, pet food left outside, fruits, berries, nuts, corn, leaves, mushrooms, beetles, grasshoppers, worms, small rodents, frogs, snakes. They eat snakes? Birds and eggs. So they'll eat everything. Diane says, we have amazing animal control here. Wish every town was so lucky. She started a no-kill shelter, takes dogs for walks, etc. That's really good. That's really nice. Also, I always like to say this, but if you have old towels or old sheets that may not be fit for like regular donation, because they're stained or like a little frayed or whatever, the animal shelters love to get towels and things, because they've got to wash the dogs, they've got to clean the dogs up, all that kind of stuff. So if you have towels and things that you are thinking about donating or turning into rags or something, consider donating to animal shelters, because that's something they can always use more of. I think that more towels than sheets, but sometimes they'll take both, you know. And she's how you go, Poncho. Nice. Nice. Excellent. Okay, so we have a pretty clear winner for the poll today. In terms of, it's like 70%, 71%. That our main characters despise heat, so do not like the dog days of summer. And 29% love the heat and do like the dog days of summer. And then none of our main characters are primarily worried about droughts, fires, or hurricanes. So pretty good. What was known as the Pound is now the Animal Protection Society. I like that. That's nice. It's very good. All right, y'all. So I'm satisfied with the amount that I wrote today during the sprints. So now I can take some time to think about what August is going to look like in terms of my bullet journal. This is my sort of kind of theme. Keys, mushrooms, dark lanterns, not a whole lot of mushrooms, mostly lanterns on the day-to-day. So yeah, not too bad. I also have not been good at keeping up with my journaling over the last 2 weeks because Mom went into the hospital and everything sort of went out the window. So I have a lot of blank pages that I may just do some collaging on, or write a couple of memory notes to help me out later. So let's see. Heather got one journaling page done. Nice. Diane's been listening to annoying sounds of granddaughter scraping a skillet over FaceTime. Ooh, is it like a cast iron skillet? Makes your teeth hurt. Yeah. Oh, fork. Foggy's like, fork across the plate. Annoy her more. Fingernails down the chalkboard. Yeah, more than fair. Yeah. Which is, if I spent the time to make the pages pretty to encourage me to get into it, then it's kind of, I'm like, oh, I didn't get into it and use it. So, but I am thinking I may change up and do one of the lighter, maybe the light browns, for just to give it a little difference from the month to month. But we'll see. By Friday, hopefully, I will have something to show you for August, because Saturday is August. So hopefully by Friday, I will have that set up. All right. Thanks for joining me today. Don't forget to save. Let me save mine. And don't forget, since it is the end of the month, if you're planning to do a backup of your projects, make sure you do that in the next couple of days / this weekend. Yeah. So, all right. Thank you very much. I will see y'all soon, and have a great one. Bye.